Good morning, everyone. It's Monday and it's a new week. And I gotta tell you, I am really excited about this week. What happened is that 2 weeks ago, I got this idea because these are hard times, are they not? And I was starting to get down a little bit myself. And I continually hear Rick Warren say, well, the Bible is full of promises. In fact, he says that there are 6,000 promises in the Bible. I thought, wow, that's amazing. So I decided what I would do is ask a lot of people, our staff and other people, what are their favorite verses? And then I compiled that list. And from that list, I made another list and I sent it out to all of you at Saddleback Laguna Woods who are on our email list. And I had you respond. And I got to tell you, you did a great job. The responses were probably the most we have ever gotten on any one question. And so what I did was I decided we would do a top 10. And we would have a countdown here on Inspiration for Today. I thought I was going to do it in 1 week, but the way that the voting came out of all the verses that I put, 10 clumped together in number of votes. And I thought, wow, these 10 kind of are standing out from all the rest. Yes, there was a slight breakdown, except for number one. I got to say that number one was way above all the others. So I can't wait till we get to number one. But we're going to do 10 shows on the top 10 as voted by you, promises in the Bible. Today, we're going to do number 10. And here's what I would really suggest to you, that you get either some 3x5 cards or maybe just a notepad or something and make some slips. Write these verses down. And then on the other side of them, just like this, I'm giving you the answer for number 10. That way you can memorize them. And I got to tell you, these are all verses that either you have already memorized or you certainly should memorize, because they speak to the heart. They will comfort you. They will encourage you. You'll be a different person, or at least an encouraged person when we get done. Well, anyway, I hope you'll do that. I'm doing that because although I had memorized all these at one point in my earlier life, I decided I need these fresh and anew in my mind right now. So, without further ado and without fanfare, number 10 as voted by you, Philippians 4 verse 13, and it says this. Paul wrote, he said, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I got to tell you, the key there, you saw what it is, right? You don't have to be a Bible scholar. It's through Christ. You can get through anything if you have Christ. Why? Because it's Christ who has the strength. And in fact, he says what? Who gives me strength. Now, the Bible's very clear that Jesus Christ was God himself. And as God, he was infinite. He has his infinite strength. He has infinite power. He can handle any situation. And he can do that for you. You can't do all things on your own. You can't get through all things. But you can, as it says, through Christ. It's him who gives me strength. Now, you say, well, it's easy for Paul to say. Well, it wasn't easy for Paul to say. And you look back, you say, well, he doesn't know all the things I'm going through. No, he doesn't. Jesus does, of course. But Paul wrote some of the things that he was going through, who he did go through. So this is the guy who said, I can do all things through Christ. Here's what he said, 2 Corinthians chapter 11, let's just start at verse 23. He says, I have worked much harder, been in prison more frequently. I've been flogged severely, exposed to death again and again. 5 times I received from the Jews the 40 lashes minus 1. So there's 39 lashes. 3 times I was beaten with rods. Once I was stoned. 3 times I was shipwrecked. I spent a night and a day in the open sea, drifting around evidently. I have been constantly on the move. I have been in danger from rivers, in danger from bandits, in danger from my own countrymen, in danger from the Gentiles, in danger from in the city and in the country, danger at sea, and danger with false brothers. And on it goes. I encourage you, 2 Corinthians chapter 11. Now I know that it doesn't necessarily help when you're hurting or you have anxiety and you say, yeah, but somebody else, it's worse. Well, it doesn't change what you have. That's still what's for you and for me. That's the most hurtful thing, or the most thing that we're worried about. But I think it does give credence in this case to what Paul writes to the church in Philippi. He writes and he says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. So here is a guy who is writing from the position of experience, is he not? He'd been through a lot of those things. And most of those things, if not all of those things, you and I don't have to face. I'm trying to think. I don't know that I have any of those. I've been in danger at sea a couple of times. But the fact of the matter is, here's a guy who has gotten through all those things. And he did it for the sake of Christ. And it was Christ, Jesus, who saw him through all those things. So I got to tell you, that does, from my perspective, give me a lot of confidence that Paul knew what he was talking about when he wrote that sentence. And so that's a sentence, again, that we need in our mind. And when we come face to face with our danger or our disappointment or our hardship or our financial situation, whatever it is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So get your card, write it down, look it up. I would even, if I, list your issues. And so give it to Christ. When he says through Christ, how does that work? Let me give you a couple of suggestions, because that's kind of nebulous. But when he says through Christ, that means you take it to him in prayer. Jesus listens, and then he answers. Now, a lot of times Jesus answers through his people, his family, and who is his family? It's your other church members. I pray that you have a friend. Paul never went anywhere alone. You say, well, he had Christ, but he also had he also had Barnabas, and he had Silas. And I'm sure he had other people that are with him too. Have you got other Christian friends walking through life with you? I pray that you do. Because a lot of times Jesus uses the people, the Christians, his family in your life to help you get through those issues. Well, that's number 10. Tomorrow, number 9. God bless. Hey, have a great day in the Lord. Memorize this verse. That'd be a great thing to do today to help bring Christ into every moment. Hey, see you tomorrow. God bless.